Welcome to John Ezra Sports Channel, and hopefully we get one or two in today. Be very, very good if we do. If we don't, then we finish at half past. So that will be hopefully not happening, but we shall see. I have in front of me, I have the Championship with Cardiff versus Norwich, Hull versus Portsmouth, Leeds, Plymouth, Middlesbrough, Coventry, Preston versus Bristol City, QPR versus Sunderland, and Sheffield Wednesday versus Watford. Drum roll, please. Thanks to our viewer from Preston who loves to give me the lowdown on what he thinks. He thinks it's going to be Preston 2, Bristol City 1. We will be listening to the Preston game. If only that actually... I do need it to be charging up, so not very good for me. Thank you. So there we are with that on. So will be listening to the Preston game, Preston versus Bristol City. We're not going to be going through how many would we have to go through? I don't even think how many we've got on screen. It's absolutely manic. Look, there's not going to be a quick look through the teams unless somebody does join and decides to they want us to go through their team. However, we will be able to. This morning, lunchtime, we had Blackburn 0, Sheffield United 2, Oxford 1, Swansea 2, and Stoke City 2, Derby 1. We went to half time because there was only one or two people who popped in the first half, and then they all disappeared. So we didn't do the second half. But Swansea managed to get back in front there. And Stoke City won that one. Sheffield United won that one. We will, of course, be looking at all of them. I'm just going to have a quick look at... let's have a look at my side, because I think we've been playing pretty awful, but let's have a look. For Rotherham, we've got Dawson in goal, so we have gone for the second goalkeeper. No, we haven't. We've gone for Cameron Dawson. No, we've gone for the original Dawson. Yeah. I'm just trying to think who the other one was. Let's look on the bench. Yeah, Dylan Phillips is the other one, isn't he? Rafferty, Humphreys, Zach Jules, and Bramall in defence. Then we've got Odoffin, Tay, and Powell, and then up front we've got Jack Holmes, Hugill, and Wilkes. So we're experimenting a little bit, which is good. It's nice to experiment, but we got Cheltenham with Joe Day in goal. Payne, Stubbs, Bennett, Bradbury, and then a staggered mid of Thomas, Kinsella, Colville, Young, and Archer, and George Miller up front. So there's going to be an interesting time there. If you actually look at who's doing best in the last 4 games, Cheltenham have actually won 3 of their last 4, drawn 1. Rotherham's won 1 of their last 4, drawn 1, lost 2. So technically, of course, Rotherham are not as good in this game. Nottingham Forest, I can watch various Premier League games, but we don't have the other ones on. So So we will be busily looking at all of these games. I'm going to try and keep up for as long as I can. It isn't easy because I'm going to have to occasionally pop out of this screen and try and blow it up a little bit so that I can show you guys the the actual score along the ticker on the bottom there. It will be 4 minutes time, and we are at the minute just waiting. I'll just make sure I've got everything in there that I need. In fact, I can. Barrow, Doncaster, no, Brackley, Bradford, Bristol Rovers will. So we will be able to just look at that. We've got all the FA Cup. Why do you go to Middlesbrough Coventry for? I don't want Middlesbrough Coventry. Not yet, anyway. The thing about the computer is it can get very, very slow. So Brackley, Bradford. We'll have the Bristol. No, it's not letting me do that. I wanted to put little stars on them, but it keeps going up to the bloody Premier League just to piss me off. And that one. So that's that one. So we've got Carlisle Wigan there. 3, no, that one, no. Crewe Dagenham, Exeter Barnet. We'll have Exeter Barnet near the top. We'll have Gillingham Blackpool near the top. We'll have the Port Vale Barnsley near the top. We'll have the Reading game near the top. We'll have Shrewsbury near the top. We'll have, where have we gone? Peterborough near the top. We'll have that. Oh, Crawley as well. We're just going through them now, and I'm just going to bring all of my League One sides to the top of the Stockport versus Forest Green. We'll have you near the top. Bolton away at Walsall. We'll have Cambridge. And we'll have your Wickham York. So that's how many is that? We've got starred at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Crikey, quite a lot. So we've got quite a few starred games from League One. And we'll get rid of that, that's rubbish. So we have here so we're listening to Preston North End versus Bristol City. And we are So Swansea actually scored a goal. Not scored one in 5 games. They managed to score a goal this morning, so that's all this the afternoon. So they've done really well. And they even scored first, so that was really good, wasn't it? Like you just said there, the league is so flat, isn't it? In the you don't want Leeds, Plymouth. The league is so flat in the Championship that it really is quite ridiculous, isn't it? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to that one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17, if I'm right. They include League One games. Just making sure I'm not missing any. Don't think I am. So here we go. We have now started. Here we go. We're on with who's going to score first. Well, I'm going to go with an FA Cup game, I think. I'm going to go for Wycombe against York being the first one. This is going to be absolute hell, isn't it? I'm looking at this. Why did I agree to do this? And Middlesbrough versus Middlesbrough. We're going to Middlesbrough versus Coventry. I didn't think this one would get anything, but we've gone off. Let's have a look at this. Offside in 2 minutes for Coventry. So Coventry are on the attack early on, and they've gone straight down the other end. Got caught offside, and you have to think that is this a thing that they're are they looking at this, because this is going to be absolute hell. We're going to Bristol Rovers versus Weston-super-Mare, and it's Weston-super-Mare on the attack at the minute. We've already had an attack by Bristol Rovers, so not particularly unexpected. Weston-super-Mare throw in, but they throw it back. They could have thrown it into the area. So Weston-super-Mare now attacking. They're in the centre circle, coming forward still into the box in the middle, and Weston-super-Mare gets kicked out by Bristol Rovers, only as far as the halfway line, and Bristol Rovers can try to build again. It's pretty even actually at the minute. Bristol Rovers are certainly on top, but they're just taking the time. I think they don't want to. They lost it as they were in the final third. They approached the final third, Bristol Rovers, and they lost it in the final third. It goes back down all the way into the Bristol. Oh, and it's actually a corner to Weston-super-Mare. Let's just see the corner. To Weston-super-Mare. Weston-super-Mare have a shot on target. It's the first shot of the game on target, and it goes to Weston-super-Mare. And Weston-super-Mare are not in the lead, but they're certainly they're the first team in that game to be have a shot in anger. There's still nothing in the Championship. Or in the Premier League, actually, before that's come to think of it. Have we got anything in there? We have a goal. The first goal comes at Salford City. And Salford City are the first team to score. So this is not going to be easy. It's Salford City 1, This isn't going to work, is it? Salford City 1 and Shrewsbury Town 0. So we can move that one in. And we have a goal. It is at Salford City. It's Salford City that have scored. In other games, we have Hednesford 1, Gainsborough 0. Chesterfield have now scored. It's Chesterfield 1, Horsham 0. Bromley have scored 2, and it's Rochdale 0. Where are we? Bromley 2. And it's all going on here. It looks like Bromley are going to romp into the next round here. They're already 2-0 up after 5 minutes. Hednesford are now 1-0 up at home to Gainsborough. Chesterfield 1-0 up at home to Horsham. And that means that there's a match started at Rotherham. Chesterfield. It's Salford City 1, Shrewsbury 0 in the games that we're looking at in the Championship. As we can hear, let's have a look at the Portsmouth one. I'm going to look at the Hull Portsmouth. And Hull City are in the attack at the minute against my local side, which is Portsmouth. And Portsmouth are at the minute starting a little bit ropey, but they managed to cut that one out with McIntyre there grabbing the interception, and McIntyre for Portsmouth can try and work it down the left hand side. He's passed it to Schmidt, tries threading it through the middle, but Hughes intercepts that one for Hull. He tries doing the same in the opposite direction. Portsmouth kick it back, but Jones Irikawa. Preston have 1-0 behind. You heard it here. It's Preston 0, Bristol City 1, and they're looking at the linesman, and they're thinking that the linesman should be putting his flag up, but he's not put his flag up. That's going to be a talking point for tonight, isn't it? That one. So Preston 0, Bristol City 1. The first goal of the 3 o'clock Championship games. They have actually accepted that goal now. So we'll be looking at that and making sure it does. I think it's possibly offside that, but never mind. Panda now for Hull City, gives it to Hughes, and we're just going to confirm it's now Newport County 1, Peterborough 0, and there's goals going in the FA Cup. This is not going to be easy for me. Newport County, I've got so many bloody ones to go through. Oh dear, why did I agree to do this? Newport County 1, Peterborough 0. Newport County, there we are. Newport County 1, Peterborough. Oh, it's doubled. It's now 2. Newport 2, Peterborough 0. And what have Peterborough done? What have Peterborough done? It's and Charlton have now gone into the lead against Southend. So it's not that one. It's they're all going in here. It's Salford City 1, Shrewsbury 0, Southend 0, Charlton 1. I've got a feeling I'm going to be doing the ticker for most of the day. Yeah. So we've got Charlton in the lead. Oh, if I bloody Charlton. Southend. So Charlton in the lead there. So we'll put that one on the ticker. I've got a feeling I might have to leave the ticker every so often and update it on a semi-regular basis. We saw the Newport getting 2 goals in quick succession. I mean, I just want to have a quick look at how quick that was, because that's bloody quick, isn't it? two goals in 2 minutes. One in 8 minutes, one on 9 minutes. Whitmore the first one. We haven't got the second goal scorer yet. So Newport County, who are in the attacking at the minute, they look to be quite comfortable at the minute. And Hull City has scored against Portsmouth. It's Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0. That is my local side, Portsmouth. So we're gonna put that one on. Poor old Portsmouth. They don't seem to be able to do anything about getting another win. And it's only 11 minutes in, and it's Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0. Wow! So we were looking at. We'll go to Cardiff. We'll go to Cardiff and what's happening at Cardiff. Cardiff versus Norwich. Cardiff are defending at the minute. Norwich building past the halfway line with Duffy. Duffy on the right hand side. But he loses it to El Ghazi, and I like El Ghazi. El Ghazi and the other Cardiff. I've forgotten who the other Cardiff guy is that I always find. He does the central role. He was substituted last week, and I wondered why he'd been substituted. But he actually played really well. It was Turnbull for Cardiff. Listening to the Preston game there, and we've got Cardiff 0 Norwich. Norwich are sort of just passing it in their own half, and they're not doing much with it. But I tell you what, they're keeping the ball. They've got the majority of possession, and they're making sure they keep possession. And it's not skillful, it's not beautiful football, but. And they lose it to Colwell. Let's see if Cardiff can do something here, because they pass it to the right hand side of the box for Tanner, and he passes it back, and Wilcock has a shot on goal, and it goes awkwardly wide, and Cardiff have a shot. Let's see if they can do any more. There's been 2 shots in this game so far, both of them to Cardiff, and none of them to Norwich. Because, like I said, Norwich are playing the ball in their own half, and they're just kicking it around, trying to slow the game down, get steadily into the other half, whereas Cardiff are just doing it on the break and going straight down the middle. Or in that case, down the left-hand side, as Portsmouth now go offside. Just keeping an eye on all the other games. Any more news? So it's a goal kick to Norwich in that game. Bournemouth have just scored against Manchester City, if anybody's interested in that. We know about the Hull goal. We know about the Bristol City goal. Let us go to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go to Hillsborough. And it's... Let me in. Sheffield Wednesday versus Watford, and Watford are just broke through, but they were offside. So it's going to be a kick to Sheffield Wednesday on the left-hand side. Passes it back to Bernard. Bernard for Wednesday goes to Iorfa on the right-hand side. And Iorfa's going to try and sort of gently go down the right, but it gets kicked out by a Watford player. And it's a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday in his own half. And Hull City have another shot, Simmons this time, and that's saved on the line, and they're looking quite deadly at the minute, Hull City, as Sheffield Wednesday have it with Charles in their own defence. Sheffield Wednesday can pass it up the right, but Windass, Valerie sort of working together in a 1-2 on the right, but pass it back to Charles when they get up to the defensive line of Watford. It's quite high up, but not that high up today. Bernard now. As Hughes has another shot, but that's off target this time for Hull City, and the game over there is really hotting up. And it's all one way. I don't know. Look at the stats. 87% possession to Hull City. 4 shots, 2 on target. Portsmouth, 1 shot not on target, and that's all in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. How many shots in 15 minutes? That's a hell of a lot of shots in 15 minutes. 4 shots in 15 minutes. Wow. Sheffield Wednesday have a shot, but it's away and for a goal kick, out for a goal kick to Watford. At the minute, it's slightly in the ascendancy of Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Hull City there have a throw in. They crossed it to Panda, and I think Watford are just slowing it down. I'm going to give him a yellow card. I would. They seem to be taking a hell of a long time to get that goal kick out. It's like, come on, then get it out the net. And when he kicks it, he gives it to Iorfa in the Sheffield Wednesday half. So it didn't even do anything. But Bayo manages to grab it off Iorfa, and Windass manages to kick it out to make sure they don't get any embarrassments from it. Watford have a throw-in. We'll just watch this throw because it's close to the penalty area. But instead of going it long into the penalty area, they come back into midfield. So if you have a team that you particularly want to look at, then please do tell me and I'll have a look at it. It's now Liverpool 0, Brighton 1. Please do like and subscribe. I need loads of likes. I definitely need some subscribers. I need a couple of hundred. I don't think I'll get them, will I? Preston 0, Bristol City 1. Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0. We are now going to go into our other games. There's a red card for Carlisle against Wigan, so that's going to be pretty dangerous for where Carlisle are in League Two, isn't it? Wigan would have to be the absolute way out favourites there. We've got a goal on the south coast at Exeter, and it's now Exeter 1, Barnet 0. So Exeter are looking to book their ticket to the second round. We'll transition that for you. What else do we have? Newport are still 2-0 up at home to Peterborough United. Now, I'm going to go to that in a minute and we'll just have a quick look at it as we've just got an equaliser. Salford City 1, Shrewsbury Town 1, and yeah, Shrewsbury Town there. The first to concede a goal. The first team to score was Salford, and it was Salford 1-0 up, and now it's Salford 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. So we can add that one. If you see anything that I've got wrong and I've not put up, then do please tell me. I will try and get to it and change it. Southend 0, Charlton 1. Stevenage 0, Guiseley 0. Stockport 0, Forest Green 0. Any other goals? Wickham have scored. Wickham 1, York City 0. No, down at the bottom there, it's not Wickham 1. So that's our goals. We are up to date, and just to mention, we did get the goal at Chesterfield. Chesterfield 1, Horsham 0, Hednesford 1, Gainsborough 0, Rochdale 0, Bromley 2, 2 in 2 minutes I think there. Tranmere 1, Oldham 0, and Worthing 0, Morecambe 1. If you're interested in those, we're going to stick with the ones we were looking at. And we have a goal at Port Vale, my friend. We have a goal at Port Vale. It's Port Vale 0, Barnsley 1, and it's Port Vale going behind to the mighty Barnsley. I have to say that because we have a Barnsley fan, don't we? So there we are, Barnsley. We've put in the lead, and we'll put that in for my friend. Salford 1-1, Southend 0, Charlton 1. Oh, that was it, Newport. We're going to go into the Newport game, weren't we? So here we go with the Newport game. Let's have a look at this. Timeline for this. Yeah, this is the one with the two goals in 2 minutes. One on 8 minutes and one on 9 minutes. Newport are back on the attack against 2 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals for Newport County. Ouch! How accurate is that? And that's with 44% possession. Peterborough, 56% possession, 1 shot, 1 on target, no goals. At the minute, it's the accuracy of Newport County that's doing it, and Peterborough attacking down the middle, and Peterborough just having to pull back a bit there because it's not quite. They're not quite able to beat that back line of Newport County's. We're actually on 21 minutes already. I can't believe it. It's all this updating. I think it might be a corner. Yeah, it's a corner to Peterborough. So we can wait for the corner and see what happens. Oh, it comes in and it actually goes out and then comes back in, but then it goes straight to Newport County goalkeeper. So as Hull City there are again they'll throw in their own area near the box, and Newport County have a kick from their goal area. So that's both of those nice and happy at the minute. Nothing else in the Premier League. Still just got the 2 in the Championship. We went to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go QPR versus Sunderland then. We've had a red card at Middlesbrough. I've just come into this and there's a red card at Middlesbrough. We'll go to that one next. We'll just make a note of that, so otherwise I'll totally forget. We'll go to Middlesbrough next. Oh, I have no information on the QPR Sunderland game. That's annoying. We'll go to the Middlesbrough one then instead. So who's got the marching orders for Middlesbrough? It's a second yellow for Hackney, and Hackney has been dispatched for a second yellow. 12 minutes and 22 minutes for them, and we are Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 0. Coventry are cross it into the box, but Dieng clears that one on 23 minutes. So Hackney got the red card literally a minute ago, and Middlesbrough now up to Morris. And Morris pass it to the left-hand side for Borges, and Borges can now try and well, he's just going to create short Azaz, Borges, but they try keeping the ball with 1-2s, but then they lose it to Eccles, and Coventry just nick it. But Azaz managed to get it back with us on the second tackle, and tries putting it down to Jones on the right, but a bit of a tussle, loses it, gains it back, but as he gained it back, he got fouled by the Coventry player, so it'll be a Middlesbrough free kick on the halfway line.
3 minutes extra of added time, and would have been good for Bristol City.
At the minute, Hull City are 1-0 up against Portsmouth, and they're attacking through Bellumi on the right hand side. Have a nice chance of a and they're substituting. They're substituting him, so Middlesbrough are having to take him off. That's never a good sign when they're substituting after a yellow card and a harsh tackle. Hull City being pushed back into the defence. So that's Portsmouth just managing to push forward a little bit there. We'll leave that game because they're doing a substitution at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough having a substitution. They're not having it all their own way at all. We go Leeds Plymouth, and let's have a look at Leeds Plymouth. I know we have a couple of Plymouth fans.
The 22-year-old now on the field.
I don't tap. I don't want that one. I want Plymouth game. The Plymouth game. There we are. Go Leeds Plymouth. It's Leeds United 7-1 on favourites to win this one. Plymouth 16-1 against. So they really are thinking there's only one winner here. But we know what Plymouth are like. They never say die, and they never hang their heads low when if they go behind. Indeed, Plymouth are actually on the attack down the left-hand side at the minute. As we listen to the Preston game, the Bristol City Preston game on the radio, you can hear that one. For heaven's sake, Pleguezuelo. You try saying that. You try saying it. Oh, dear Lord. Plymouth. No, why do you have to have somebody like that on your side? He gives it back. He gave it back to the goalkeeper, and for a second, Leeds nearly intercepted it on the line, and that was almost a total giveaway by Plymouth, and they nearly went one behind to a silly back pass by this guy. I can't say his name, and it flies off as it's kicked out to Tanaka, and Tanaka for Leeds on the left hand side tries to get something back in, but Leeds are probably they're well in the ascendancy on possession and on shots. Let's just have a look at what the actual shots are. Possession, 81% possession to Leeds United, 6 shots, 1 on target, no goals, no shots, no goals for Plymouth. As Callum Lang has a shot off target for Portsmouth, and Portsmouth are just starting to try and get themselves back into this one, but 1-0 down against a side like Hull City away, that's going to be very, very difficult, and it's going to be hard to see, really, isn't it? Although all my neighbours are Portsmouth fans, so that's going to be a bit difficult. Rodon for Leeds on the right, passes it to the middle for Strake, and that's going to go down the left, is it then, straight after that? But he tries pushing it through to the left, but they're found offside. So a nice high back line there from Plymouth, and it just managed to catch out Leeds. One wonders if that's what Plymouth. That's going to be Plymouth's game plan, because they're certainly being attacked quite relentlessly at the minute, but go through and keep a high back line and make them either shoot from distance or be prone to offsides seems to be what Leeds are putting up with, because we have a goal at Nottingham Forest, and it's Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. Let's have a look through these championship. There's still only 2 goals in the championship. I wanted to have a look at that one, but I don't seem to. We're now back up and running at QPR. QPR, Sunderland, and QPR have a corner. They do it short. Varane gets it on their right hand side, so it's come across to the middle, and it gets sent straight across. But a Sunderland player kicks it out for a QPR throw-in. Not too far from the box, but a little bit too far to realistically hit it. And QPR have it with Madsen in the middle. Varane back to midfield. Goes down to the right hand side with Smith, and Smith back to Dunn. They're using Dunn quite a bit here, trying to sort of get back to Dunn, back to the right, back to the middle, using Dunn as the sort of transfer. They try doing it down the left to Seller, but he loses it twice and grabs it back twice, but Neil manages to come away with it, gives it to Isidore for Sunderland in the centre of the pitch, and he gives it back to Bellingham. Bellingham quickly on to Sirkin. Mundle on the left hand side. So Sirkin and Mundle. Bellingham And,
3, one here at Deepdale, one at Hillsborough.
back to them.
And as soon as I'm saying that, Leeds United have taken the lead.
And Leeds United have taken the lead, yes. Watford have taken the lead at Sheffield Wednesday. So we have a couple of goals now to put on for the Championship. What do we have? We have Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0. We have Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 0. We have Preston 0, Bristol City 1. We have Sheffield Wednesday 0, Watford 1. I was looking for the Leeds. Yeah, Leeds United 1, Plymouth 0. As we came out, Leeds United managed to break that offside trap. Just as we were saying, what will they do? Will they find it? Will Plymouth be doing this all the way through the game, trying to stop them from shooting close range? We get a Leeds goal, so it's Leeds United 1-0 up. We'll put that over there. As we have Bristol City in the lead at Preston, we have Watford in the lead at Sheffield Wednesday, Hull City in the lead at home, Leeds are in the lead at home. Now let's have a look through the other ones. We have a red card at Carlisle, like we said. That's Carlisle 0, Wigan 0. Exeter 1, Barnet 1. Just make sure we've got all of these. So Exeter 1, Barnet 0. We've got something at Gillingham. We'll just hold on for a second. No, that's just changing the odds. It's Newport 2, Peterborough 1. So Peterborough have managed to get one back there. So we'll change that one. It's Newport 2, Peterborough 1. It's Port Vale 1, Barnsley 1, and Barnsley have done it again in the first few minutes of the first half. Don't they have a torrid time? Some strange reason Barnsley just seem to throw it away in the first bit of the first half or the last bit of the second, and it's Salford City 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. So Salford 1, Shrewsbury 1. Where's Shrewsbury Town? I can't find Shrewsbury Town. Yeah, Salford City 1, Shrewsbury Town 1. We had that. We had Southend 0, Charlton 1. Yeah, and Wycombe 2, York 1. What a game that one's coming out to be. It was 1-0 to Wycombe. It's now 2-1 to Wycombe. We'll have a little older shotter now, up 1-0 up away at Bradford. Hednesford 2, Gainsborough 0, Rochdale 1, Bromley 2. Tranmere 1, Oldham 0, Worthing 0, Morecambe 1. I just wanted to have a look at the Wycombe one, because let's just see what the timeline was there, because quite interesting. So York City were actually 2-0 down after 22 minutes, and on 31 minutes Sinclair brought it back to a 2-1 scoreline. They're now on 34 minutes, so it's literally only just happened, that goal. Leeds United have scored, so we're now Leeds United 2, Plymouth 0. So it's looking not too good for our Plymouth supporters that are subscribers. So Hull City 1, Leeds United 2, Plymouth 0. Cardiff 0, Norwich 0, Hull City 1, Plymouth 0, Portsmouth 0. Sorry, I'm just going to take that one there. 10-man Middlesbrough 0. They're drawing 0-0. It's QPR 0, Sunderland 0. Watford winning away at Sheffield Wednesday. Leeds United there going the Cheltenham Town. It's Rotherham United 0, Cheltenham Town 1. We will put that one on because what did I say? Cheltenham Town, they're at Rotherham winning at the minute. So Sheffield Wednesday have equalised. So there's plenty of games here, isn't there? It gets a little bit... I knew this was going to be one of those days we just don't seem to get a chance to have a look at the actual games, but we will be doing that in a minute. So transition that for you to have a look at that. A quick look elsewhere just to make sure. Newport, Barnsley drawing 1-1. Rotherham have equalised straight away, so it's now Rotherham 1. My God, the goals are going in. Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 1. So we can change. Yeah, I know, I beat you to it. It's Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 1. Hopefully that plays on it. Let's go to one of the games. Oh, for heaven's sake. What? It's 1-1. Malik Wilkes scores for Rotherham. Right, we're going to go into the Championship. We're going to go with... I think we've been to... We haven't been... We'll go back to Cardiff versus Norwich because that's a 0-0 at the minute. As Norwich City have a shot by off target by Karnak. And believe it or not, Norwich City are 64% possession with... but they've only actually been in their half 13 times, whereas Cardiff have been in Norwich's half 26 times. So when Cardiff have that ball, which is only 36% of the time, they use it more, they use it better, and they're getting into the Norwich City half. Norwich City, they went into the box, into Cardiff's box, but then Cardiff City managed to come out with it. Wilcock. Cross it to Gutas. Gutas on the halfway line for Cardiff. Rinomota. And Norwich nick it. Pass it back to Duffy. There's lots of sharp passes here in defence. Lots of really quick, sharp passes. Cordoba, as soon as you say a person's name, he's passed it to the next player. Forsyth. Marcondes on the left-hand side. And he's trying to just run up, but he finds a brick wall in front of him, passes it back to Doyle. Doyle passes it to Cordoba in the middle, and is that going to go to the right-hand side? So Doyle, Cordoba, Duffy. Yes, we've gone to the right-hand side eventually. Forsyth, you really need to be doing quicker than that. If you're going to change side to side, you need to be quick, take them off guard and run down the side. They're just taking a little too long for me. Norwich then do a long ball into the box and he just gets kicked back out again. Eventually pass through the middle to Saints, but he loses it and Tanner comes out with it. And Marcondes intercepts that, passes it to Doyle, Sorensen, Doyle, Saints. Siopis grabs that one. Kicks it, but only as far as a Norwich player. Gutas grabs that back, but loses it to Schwartzau. Schwartzau, can he get a shot off for Norwich City? On 40 minutes, and I think it might be a corner there. A corner? No, it's it is. Yeah, comes into Cordoba. Cordoba again. This time in the middle of the box, and 40 minutes. We're waiting. And it's a goal kick, I think,
Fluidity. Love the tackle there from McCann. And he sets Greenwood off going forward. Striker
for
goes
Cardiff.
deflected away. And Bristol City have the ball back. It was a big
So we'll
strong
come away
chance.
from that one. At the minute, Norwich City is certainly in the ascendancy there, and Norwich City are looking like the team to beat. So what we had here, we've got Bournemouth 1, Man City 0, Liverpool 0, Brighton 1, Notts Forest 1, West Ham 0. So these are all scores I don't think I'd have expected, really. Leeds United 3, Plymouth 0, and I tell you what, Plymouth, that game plan of Plymouth's just doesn't seem to have worked, does it? It did seem like that's what they were trying to do, stop them from getting close shots out of distance or just keeping it to the offside trap. And we've got a goal at 10-man Middlesbrough, and it's Coventry that have taken the lead. So it's 10-man Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1. And it's played straight into the Coventry team's books there, hasn't it? And the team that I thought might struggle in the FA Cup has actually scored. It's Burton Albion 1, Scarborough 0. So that will be difficult. We'll try and find it. But oh dear Lord, Burton.
Back into the box, looking for Jensen, and it was fantastic defending. I don't know if he got a touch on that, like Roberts was a man to get back. Lovely play.
I'll find Burton.
Out Greenwood.
Burton Albion 1, Scarborough 0, and I can't find Burton for love of the money.
On the end of the cross there, does Roberts get
There we are,
back?
Burton, Arsewipe is
Jensen
out.
is
Burton.
pulling down in the back of the net.
Burton 1, Scarborough 0. We shall put that one in before I mess that one up. Oh, it's been disallowed. I put it in and it's got disallowed. The Burton Albion goal has been disallowed. So just I find it. Takes all that time to find it for you guys. I bloody well goes and gets it disallowed. I am going to get in to do a couple of games, and I'm going to forget if anything comes along. Because at the minute it's Exeter 1, Barnet 0. Yeah, that Barnet 1. Barnet have just equalised against Exeter City. So it's Exeter 1, Barnet 1. Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1. So Blackpool has scored, so put that one on. It's Newport 2, Peterborough 2, and Peterborough have made it back. Blimey. There we are, Peterborough 2, and I'm not. I'm going to leave that at there for now, because we need to look at some of the games and we'll update it at half time. But we're going to go into Sheffield Wednesday versus Watford. 43 minutes, and Sheffield Wednesday have it on the left hand side with Bernard. Bernard, if we're going to French, and Sheffield Wednesday are doing quite well at the minute. They started slightly in the ascendancy, but now they've started to take the game to them a little bit more. Watford being pushed back just a little bit more than they were in the first half. They're passing it along the back end at the minute in defence, but they're doing quite a good job of keeping the ball. 58% possession to Sheffield Wednesday.
Bristol City throw it. There was a good tackle there. If not, Bird was away. A massive chance to win the half with Bristol City.
Anything else in the Premier League?
Tiny for Preston. Larry hasn't had to get a sweat on all.
QPR versus Sunderland. And QPR, a couple of little from halfway, just like tapping it into the box, but both times it just came straight back, and both times it came straight back, and it's now Cheltenham 2-1 up. So it's Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 2, and not looking too good for the mighty Millers, I'm afraid. It looks like they may very well be going out of this one. As Hume has it for Sunderland in his own half, in his own corner. There's 3 minutes extra time here at QPR. And QPR gather it in the centre circle. And they're happy at the minute just to tap it along in midfield. Trying to just keep the possession. I think they do have 51% possession, but it's not really it's not very obvious from actually watching it whether it's it doesn't look sort of even. I think QPR do tend to be looking like they've got the ball more, but obviously statistically they're doing quite well. They pass it down the left hand side, cross it in, and it gets shot out, and the goalkeeper towards the goalkeeper. He kicks it back out, and it comes back in through Varane, and Varane has a shot, and that one goes off target, and it will be a goal kick to Sunderland. So QPR just holding back and then just doing little probing runs, and at the minute it does seem to be working. 8 shots to QPR, 1 on target. 5 shots to Sunderland, 2 on target. Still 0-0, but nil now for Sunderland. Gives it to Roberts, back to Hume. Hume gives it to Brown, and Brown now passes it forward to Neil again. Still a couple of 1-2s on the halfway line, and Sunderland now try slowly bring it up. Isidore now on the right hand side of the box. Gives it to Roberts. Roberts to Neil, and he's running into the corner, and goes through and crosses it in, but the goalkeeper kicks that one out. And Rotherham's finished at half time. Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 2. So that one's about to finish. So QPR's about to finish for half time. Literally 20 seconds away, so we can come back and we can have a look at some of these games. We shall just quickly go through it. There's still only 3 goals in the Premier League. Which ones are playing? Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. Oh, 10-man West Ham. So West Ham's had a red card. The others have now finished. Cardiff 0, Norwich 0 is half time. Hull City 0. Oh, Hull City 1, Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0 is half time. Leeds 3, Plymouth 0 is half time. 10-man Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1 is half time. Preston 0, Bristol City 1 is still playing. QPR 0, Sunderland 0 is half time. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 1 is half time. Quickly go through the others. Most of these are actually finished now for half time. Wycombe 2, York 1, Woking 0, Cambridge 0, Walsall 0, Bolton 0, Stockport 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Stevenage 0, Guiseley 0, Southend 1, Charlton 2, Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1, Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 2, Reading 0, Fleetwood 0, Port Vale 1, Barnsley 1, Newport 2, Peterborough 1, Maidstone 0, Crawley 0, Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1, Exeter 1, Barnet 1, 10-man Carlisle 0, Wigan 0, Burton 0, Scarborough 0, and Burton were in the lead, but it was disallowed. And the Bristol Rovers won, Weston-super-Mare 0. And I think that wraps up the half times. We're gonna let you listen to the update of the half-time update from the Preston game, because that's the game that we're following on the listen along. So that one's the Preston 0, Bristol City 1. So we'll let you listen to that. Meanwhile, I'm going to just take that one off and I'll go be right back, and we will just pull that there, and we will see you in a few minutes. 5 minutes or so, 5 or 6 minutes I should think. And I'll see you there. Stay right there. Do like and subscribe. Please do like, please do subscribe. I do need it. And I shall see you in 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Combination passes together and then Hughes, unfortunately, a sloppy long ball. O'Leary come out to grab it. He will just play it back out. Bristol City on the ball now. Bristol City looks to go long. Keep Wells, good touchdown. But Lindsay does well to just pick on the shoulder and take it away from the forward. 5 minutes of the 6 added time minutes have been completed. Hughes on this left hand side. For a switch of play from left to right, it does slip though, but it does get it to Potts. Fantastic ball from the defender, and Potts is still going and forward into McCann. This is a good piece of play from Preston, but what a piece of defensive play. Just get it back there from Hirakawa. Now he looks long for Naki Wells. Good piece of defending there from Hughes. Calmly, coolly heads it back to the goalkeeper. And with just about 30 seconds to go of the added time periods, still looking for a goal to go into the half or level. Long ball, Jakobsen brings it down superbly. He does lose the ball after a poor second touch. They still have the ball through Kessler Hayden into Greenwood. Can he get it out of his feet and go for a strike at goal? Good defending from the goal scorer. Hirakawa plays it forward into Bird. There's a lot of space opening up for Bristol City just before the half-time period. Can they double their lead? Bird into Wells. Wells pressing it back to the City number 6. Given away well, intercepted by Preston, and the referee does blow the half-time whistle. 6 minutes of added time. These are visitors who will go in, the happier of the two. An early goal from Hirakawa. He's a difference maker at the half at the Deepdale. It's Preston 0, Bristol City 1. Half-time at Deepdale, and it's the visitors who lead. A 5th-minute goal from Hirakawa is the difference maker. Preston 0, Bristol City 1. A half that unfortunately has lacked a little bit of quality. We've had 2 changes for Bristol City, which has really stopped the ebb and flow of the game. It's been a little bit stop-start at parts, but the goal came in the 5th minute. Bit of miscommunication at the back, and Hirakawa just wanted that ball a little bit more, and it gave Bristol City the lead, and they hold it at the half. Bristol City leading 1-0.
It goes off, we'll let
Half-time at Deepdale, and it's the visitors who lead. A 5th-minute goal from Hirakawa is
Oh, it's been disallowed. Peterborough 1, it's got disallowed. What? What? Reading 0, Fleetwood 1. Salford 2. Shrewsbury 1. Southend 1. Charlton 2. Stevenage 0. Guiseley 0. Stockport 0. Forest Green Road 0. Thought Northampton was playing. Northampton Kettering. Get rid of that one. Right, so let's just quickly go through. We've got 2 minutes. We can go through the FA Cup ones that we're actually covering, the League One games at least. So we go to the top. It's no, we don't want that one. That's Brackley Braintree. Go away. It's Bristol Rovers 1, Weston-super-Mare 0, Burton Albion 0, Scarborough 0. That was Burton's goal was disallowed. Carlisle 10-man Carlisle 0, Wigan Athletic 0, Exeter 1, Barnet 1, Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1, Maidenhead 0, Crawley 0. It's actually Newport County 2, Peterborough 1. So Peterborough must have had a goal disallowed. So it was saying 2-2 on here at one point. Port Vale 1, Barnsley 1. It's Reading 0, Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 1, Cheltenham Town 2, Salford City 2, Shrewsbury 1, Southend 1, Charlton 2, Stevenage 0, Guiseley 0, Stockport 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Walsall 0, Bolton 0, Woking 0, Cambridge 0, and Wycombe Wanderers 2, York City 1. As the clock goes tick in the Championship, it is Cardiff City 0, Norwich City 0, but Norwich City are doing quite well, but on the whole, when Cardiff do have the ball, which isn't awfully that much, they are doing more with it and they are getting into the opponent's box an awful lot. Hull City 1, Portsmouth 0, and Hull City really running this game, but you can't help but feel that Portsmouth just have a little bit of a chance on the break. Leeds United 3, Plymouth 0, and it's really a romp home at Ellen Road. 10-man Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1, and it does now look like Coventry will go on to win that one. Middlesbrough just seem a little bit toothless now. Preston 0, Bristol City 1, and QPR 0, Sunderland 0, and of course Sheffield Wednesday are 1-1 with Watford. Now, the Preston game, which is what we're listening to, Radio seems to have gone a little bit quiet at that point. 60% possession to Preston. Preston have all the ball. They have 6 shots, none on target. Bristol City have had 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. What do I keep telling people? Don't shoot on target, don't get a goal, don't win. Preston, they should be capable here of getting this back, and they should be capable of winning it. But at the minute, I said it was going to be 1-1. I followed most of you lot. At the minute, I would probably bank on a 1-1 from how it's been going. You can hear the half-time update there if you can hear it from the radio. And we go back now because we're going to be starting any minute. Just quickly go through the Premier League games. We've got it's all 0-0 except for 3. Bournemouth 1, Man City 0. Liverpool 0, Brighton 1. And Nottingham Forest 1, West Ham 0. Tell me if anybody's surprised at 1 or 2 of those goals. So we'll go into the first game to start. There's nothing started in the Championship. Oh, here we go. We've got a couple of games that have started, to be quite honest. Let's go Exeter versus Barnet. Why not? Exeter versus Barnet. Barnet are straight down the middle from the kick-off, and Barnet certainly it's 50-50. Now, it's 50-50 in possession. However, Exeter have had 11 shots, 2 on target, and Barnet have had 1 shot, 1 on target, 1 goal. So it's 1-1. But as far as on target's concerned, it's 2 shots on target for Exeter, 2 for Barnet. And Barnet don't seem to be too overwrought by this. They're almost allowing Exeter a little bit too much room and to come at them. Which for a non-league side, for a lower league side, is actually quite. I think League 2, aren't they? It's actually quite dangerous. It's not something that League 2 tends to do. They tend to give you no space at all when you're playing. Exeter now on the attack down the middle. They just keep probing and coming back, and Barnet managed to grab that interception this time as it goes down the middle. We'll just follow the Barnet attack as Hull City is now started, and Hull City are attacking through Hughes. And it gets intercepted by Exeter here, and Exeter go on the attack again. And Portsmouth have equalised within a minute of opening up, and Portsmouth have equalised. It's Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1, and Duzzle put that one in, and it's in the back of the net. Duzzle gives us the Portsmouth fans all the way up there. I mean, that's a hell of a long way to be travelling, isn't it? And we now have a goal, and it's put that one through. It's Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1. 2 changes for Bristol City. I just keep having a look at the Premier League. Coventry still winning, Bristol City still winning, Wednesday 1-1. We are going to go to Burton versus Scarborough, because this is one of those games that we really thought would be absolutely 50-50. You know, Burton Albion not doing too well in League One, but Scarborough not doing that great in their league either. They're doing quite well, but they're not doing greatly. And yeah, it could be. In fact, it's not even started that one, so we'll come out of that one. That I thought that could be one of the cup upsets. We will go to. We'll go Middlesbrough versus Coventry because that one started. We're in the 46th minute and 46 seconds actually, as Torp has it down the left-hand side for Coventry. And Coventry are just trying to probe down the left, pull back, but as it pulls back, it goes out for a Middlesbrough throw in, and Ayling can grab it, but he loses it to Asante for Coventry, and they can go up their left hand side. It's a little bit messy at the minute. It's a little bit sort of, yeah. Again, it goes out, and it's now going the other way to Middlesbrough. There doesn't seem to be one. I can't say that either side is in the ascendancy. Neither side really seems to want to grab the ball by the and keep it, and there it's just gone from Middlesbrough to Coventry to Middlesbrough and back to Coventry again, and back to Middlesbrough, and it's just, can one side keep the ball? No, it's gone back to Coventry, back to Middlesbrough for a throw-in. If I was a neutral watching the game at the stadium, I'd be thinking, don't want to go somewhere else and watch a Sunday League game, because that does my head in when they can't be good enough to, at the top end of that league, they should be good enough to be able to keep the ball a little bit more than just one or two passes and then it goes to the opposition. What do you think? Do you think that? Because, to me, it's just a little bit awkward when you see people, tapping it around and not really thinking about keeping it. We're actually going to go to my friend's game. Port Vale versus Barnsley. We're going Port Vale versus Barnsley. Let's get Barnsley. Let's have a look. It's 48 minutes. And it's a free kick for Port Vale in quite a dangerous situation, right in the middle. And we'll wait for it. Kicks it across, and Barnsley put it out, and it's going to be a throw-in to Port Vale on the left-hand side. And I'm looking up at the other game, at the Hull game, and Portsmouth are actually starting to come back now, and they're starting to really push, but they've got a dangerous... Actually, Portsmouth have got a dangerous free throw-in here. As Port Vale have it in the middle, right down the middle, just running down the middle of the pitch, and Barnsley have to stop this run before it gets into the final third, but looks like they have managed to, but yeah, they have, but they was that classed as a foul? No, it wasn't. It's Barnsley carrying on. Oh, it gets kicked out, and so does the Portsmouth attack. And Port Vale now in the middle, trying to push this forward, trying to push Barnsley all the way back now. Port Vale, I tell you, they seem to be going straight down the middle. The last three attacks have all been straight down the middle, straight at Barnsley down the middle. And they got a throw-in again in that far side on the left-hand side. So Port Vale on their left-hand side have a throw-in. And we'll just see where this one goes, because does look as if it's probably going to be short, I think. Oh, they're finally underway at Deepdale. Finally underway. And we are underway here. Barnsley run up there. It's kicked out by Port Vale. This is actually quite a dangerous throw-in. We'll wait. He throws it all the way back, and it goes all the way back to the Barnsley half. That could have been such a good chance there for Barnsley, but they wasted it, I think. Down the middle. They're going down the middle as well, which is weird, because they're usually on this side here. So he's gone through the defence. He's running into the box. Don't know who it is. Can't tell from here. Oh, it's kicked. It's cleared by Port Vale. So Barnsley are... It's a little bit end-to-end at Port Vale, I must admit. Looking at that, I dare say I couldn't really say... I mean, it's 3 shots on target each, 1 goal each, so... That is actually quite difficult to predict, that one. Very difficult to predict. What did we predict for the Barnsley game? I think we predicted about 4-0, didn't we? Can't remember. Let's have a look. What is? No, I can't remember where we are. I've got all my. 4-0. We predicted Port Vale 0, Barnsley 4. So that's not going to be the goal, is it? Newport 2, Peterborough 1. Let's have a look at that, because there's obviously a goal disallowed here. It's still Peterborough behind. Preston have scored. What did we say? Preston were in the ascendancy in that one, and I could see them scoring. It's just a case of when. So we've got Preston back there. It's Preston 1, Bristol City 1. And, I wouldn't be surprised if that now becomes a slight 2-1 win, perhaps. It's quite early on. Where are we for the game? We're about 50-odd minutes, so it's going to be tight, that, whether Bristol City can hold on, because that was against the run of play. The Bristol City lead was definitely against the run of play. Newport County, there's a free kick for Peterborough in their own half. There's very little shot-wise in this. There's been 3 shots on target in the Newport-Peterborough game. 2 to Peterborough, and it's actually 2 to Newport, 2 goals, 1 shot on target to Peterborough, 1 goal. So all 3 shots have been in the net. But it's the only 3 shots in the entire 50 minutes. Now, as a fan, would you really be enthralled by a game where there's been 3 shots on target in the entire 50 minutes? I think I'd be disappearing to the pub around the corner. And it's Cardiff 0, Norwich 1. We did sort of wonder about that one, because Norwich were really pushing on the pressure, but Cardiff have been sort of good on the break. And Watford have now. So let's go to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's go to Hillsborough, because it's Wednesday 1. Keep listening as he says things like Watford 1. Watford 2. So it's Wednesday 1, Watford 2. I'm listening to the game and watching 2 games at the same time, which are not very easy. They're not very easy at all. But I'm doing it for you lot, so I do hope you appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe. Please. Pretty please. And Sheffield Wednesday have another shot, but it's off target, and we will go for a goal kick for Watford. And Watford now can try, and don't tell me it's more. Oh my God! It's Rotherham 1, Cheltenham Town 3, and Cheltenham are definitely going through to the next round, because it's Rotherham are way behind there now. So that's that one. So we can forget about Rotherham. Oh, Portsmouth caught offside there, and that was a good attack there by Portsmouth, but they couldn't get it over. They couldn't get around that back of that Hull City offside trap. And I noticed that at the beginning of the season. I'm not keen on sides doing offside traps. The offside trap was to stop goal hangers, attackers. Bristol City. Naki Wells has just headed Bristol City back in front, and it's now Preston 1, Bristol City 2, and it's completely against what I was just saying, and perhaps I would keep my mouth shut. Sheffield Wednesday are now attacking. Now they've gone back into defence with Iorfa. Iorfa back to Beadle. To Bernard on the left. Bernard now for Sheffield Wednesday on the left. Ooh, Duomo for Watford intercepts that one. Duomo. Yellow card for Portsmouth. Sheffield Wednesday watch the ball dribble back to Backman for Watford. Are they going to be slowing this game down? Because it looks like that's what Watford are doing. They're just keeping it with Backman. Tries pushing it into the defence on the right hand side to Porthouse, but he loses it, but gets it back. Gives it to Kiembe. Tries pushing it forward, but Bernard intercepts it and gives it to Gassama on the left. But Kiembe regains that ball again. And he's doing quite a sterling job there. And Johnson now intercepts it for Sheffield Wednesday. Gives it to Iorfa. Johnson, Iorfa. They're just knocking it around there at the back end as Portsmouth have a shot, but it's off target. And Watford nick it, but shove it forward, but it's offside. And Sheffield Wednesday quickly take it, go straight up the other end. It's offside for them as well. So yeah, great. It's being played in a very narrow point in the middle of the park, with offside traps on both sides. As Pollock has it for I was going to say Cheltenham, for Watford. Ooh, and Beadle grabs that one. That was timely, I think. Kicks it out. Porthouse grabs it for Watford, and Watford can try and attack again. Oh, Watford getting it. It's a penalty to Watford. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 2, and it's a penalty to Watford. Let's just a yellow card there for Sheffield Wednesday, but it's a penalty. Let's have a go and wait for this. Can Watford put this possibly a little bit out of the way? It's nearly 60 minutes. It's 57 minutes. They could probably still get back knowing Sheffield Wednesday. As Hull City are attacking Portsmouth, really, really close, and we're just Murphy intercepts that one for Portsmouth. Great timing. And let's wait for this. No, it's missed. It's been missed, and it's still Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 2 as Iorfa runs away with it. Hang on, no. Oh, it's. Hang on. Goal. I was told it had missed, and then we get a goal sign. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 3. And I want to know how that one happened, because my screen told me that was not telling me. Porthouse and Inns, 52 minutes was Inns. No. I really want to see. I'm trying to find whether that was a penalty or whether that came out to Iorfa and went back in, because I was told it was a miss, but then all of a sudden it was a goal. It was a penalty. Yeah, no, it was a penalty. My screen told me it was a failed penalty, and it wasn't. So it was a penalty. It was a goal from the penalty spot, and it was a Bayo for Watford. So make sure I've still got that one. So Watford have indeed gone 3-1 up. Put that one in there for you all. And then we will go and look at some of the other ones. But yeah, look, substitution for Watford now. So Watford are going to try and bring this back and stop any chance of the game back. Yeah, Bournemouth 2, Man City 0. Ipswich 1, Leicester 0. Liverpool 0, Brighton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, 10-man West Ham 0, 0-0 Southampton Everton. So Cardiff 0, Norwich 1, Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1. As Portsmouth have a throw in right next to the left side of the Hull City box, so this could be an interesting 1-2 perhaps. Leeds 3, Plymouth 0, 10-man Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1, Preston 1, Bristol City 2, QPR 0, 10-man Sunderland 0, and we have a red card. Let's have a look at that one. I didn't see the red card on that one. We'll have a look at the red card, and it's Bellingham. Bellingham's got, it looks like it's a straight red. So Bellingham gets a straight red, and that's going to hurt, because Bellingham is I think by far their best player, and Bellingham has been given the red card. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 3. So let's go into our games in the FA Cup. We have Bristol Rovers. I'll just pull them up on my ticker as Portsmouth have a shot, but it's off target. We go into there. Bristol Rovers 1, Western Supermare 0. It's still Burton Albion 0, Scarborough 0, and obviously we keep saying it, but there was a goal for Burton in there, but it got disallowed. 10-man Carlisle 0, Wigan 0, Exeter 1, Barnet now 2. So Barnet are now in the lead at Exeter. Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1. Newport 1, Peterborough 1, and again that one was signalled as 2-2 at one point, but it went back to 2-1. So there was obviously a goal disallowed there. Maidenhead 1, Crawley 0. I'm going to watch that. Port Vale 1, Barnsley 2. So Barnsley have scored. It's Barnsley 2. Yay! Our local side is winning. Reading 1, Fleetwood 0, and Reading have taken the lead at home to Fleetwood. Rotherham 1, Cheltenham Town 3, and it looks like Rotherham are out at the first round. Salford City 2, Shrewsbury 1. Southend, oh crikey, this is an interesting one. Southend 2, Charlton 3, and there's been loads of goals there, so completely gone the other direction. Stevenage and now took lead at home to Guiseley. It's Stevenage 1, Guiseley 0. Stockport 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. So Stockport have scored at home to Forest Green. It's now Walsall 1, Bolton 1. Walsall, Maidenhead 1, wasn't it? Maidenhead 1-0, so that's out of sync a little bit there for me. It's Woking 0, Cambridge 0, and Wickham 3 now, York 1. So it looks like Wickham Wanderers will be through. We'll quickly push that in, because otherwise people will totally miss. And there'll be other goals as I start missing it. And Bradford have just scored. Bradford 3, Aldershot 1. Let's go through some of the others. I think Chesterfield 3, Horsham 0, Hednesford 3, Gainsborough 1, Rochdale 2, Bromley 2, Solihull Moors 1, Maidstone 0, Swindon 0, Colchester 1, Tunbridge Angels 0, Harborough Town 2, Tranmere 1, Oldham 2, and Worthing 0, Morecambe 1. So that's that lot. We're getting on to about 67 minutes in these games. Yeah, there is, Jake. I thought you'd be on somewhere. Barnsley are winning. There's no cup upset there. There's a cup upset at Rotherham. Obviously, we're just crap. I mean, that's just. So just quickly looking through. Let's have a look at Barnsley. Why not? We'll have a look at Barnsley. Says Jake's here. Oh, see, Port Vale are always attacking down the middle. It's always down the middle. Every single attack's down there. They've gone straight down the middle, cut Barnsley in half like with a knife, and they've gone straight into the box. And yeah, it's a dangerous time. They actually have a shot. They go straight down the middle, have a shot at goal. Barnsley kick it straight back out, straight down the middle themselves, and go straight to the opposite end of the pitch. And Barnsley have a shot at goal, but that's off target as well. So it's shot off target, but it has been cleared sideways. And it's a corner for Barnsley. So 68 minutes, corner for Barnsley. We'll wait and see, because Keeler Dunn scored the third goal of the game for Barnsley's 2-1 lead on 64 minutes. That's only 3 minutes ago. We'll just wait to see whether this they do anything with this corner kick. So it's Barnsley with a corner kick. Oh, does it short, and Port Vale push it out for a throw-in now. So they've got a throw-in just outside the, just further back than the box. I'll wait for the throw-in. They could just about reach the box from here.
Unfortunately, that was a good opportunity for Byrne. Best one he's had all game, but still they come forward.
Come on, Barnsley, take the throw-in.
Sykes is running onto it, but Hughes gets there first and heads it away.
Yeah, Barnsley off target. They've got to get some more shots on target. They just don't seem to be. They've not got the accuracy in this game. And I don't know whether it's Barnsley being drawn by Port Vale, but Port Vale are always attacking. They're doing it again now. They're attacking down the middle, straight down the middle. There's no wings, it's straight down the middle. And I say that, and Barnsley kick it out on Port Vale's left. And then Barnsley just do the same and go straight down the middle. But it looks like Barnsley are almost being drawn into this sort of just attack straight lines attitude that Port Vale have got. Not sure that will do well in League One. Have a look at they haven't thrown it in yet. We'll wait for the throw in for Port Vale. 69 minutes goes into the middle, but Barnsley kick it back out in exactly the same position. And another throw in now for Barnsley, for Port Vale, but Barnsley kick it out, and now it's Port Vale's turn to kick it out in their own half, and Barnsley now have a decent-ish throw in. Will they do it short again and fluff it, or will they try in a long one? Port Vale are doing a substitution before that goes in. What I've noticed is from Barnsley, they keep doing it short, and it's like, oh, let's do a short one, and it doesn't always work. Sometimes though, they've got to practice these short. If they're going to do short throw-ins, make sure you keep the ball. That's why you do short throw-ins, so you keep the ball. And yet Barnsley just seem to be throw it, and I don't know, they lose it quite often. Or they are in this game. But that's it. We're going to go away from others. Port Vale are just taking the time doing the substitution. It's Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham 0. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1. They've turned it round, haven't they? Cardiff 0, Norwich 1 we knew about. Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1 we knew about. Leeds versus Plymouth is Leeds 3, Plymouth 0. 10-man Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1 we knew about. Preston 1, Bristol City 2. Preston came back and equalised, but Bristol City, if you're listening, this is what we're listening to. Headed straight back into the lead again quite soon after. QPR 0, 10-man Sunderland 0, 10-man Sunderland 0, and Bellingham has been sent off. And it's another goal at Sheffield Wednesday, another goal at Hillsborough. And once again, it's Watford, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 4, and Watford are, I think, out of the stadium and on the holidays at the minute. They're well out of there. Burton now have taken the lead. This time I believe it's actually going to stay. The last one got disallowed, so I'm just wondering whether this one will. So it's Bristol Rovers 1, Western Supermare 1. Bristol Rovers have let one in. It's Western Supermare 1 at Bristol Rovers. It's Burton 1, Scarborough 0. It's also Exeter 2, Barnet 2. So Exeter have equalised at home to Exeter. It's still Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1. Peterborough now have managed to do that equaliser, so it is now Newport 1, Peterborough 2. Port Vale 1, Barnsley 2. Reading 1, Fleetwood 0. Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 3. We'll quickly go on now. Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1. Southend 2, Charlton 3. No more goals in that. That's interesting, isn't it? Stevenage 1, Guiseley 0 still. Stockport 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. We go back. Well, we'll go back to. There's actually Salford. Salford City 2, Shrewsbury. Salford City 2, Shrewsbury 1, Southend 2, Charlton 3. Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1. I saw something then and I've lost it. Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1, Southend 2, Charlton 3. I'm sure I missed something, but I can't find it. Walsall 1, Bolton 1. Woking 0-0 and Wickham 3-1. So I'm sure I saw something then, guys, and I think I've missed it. But Southend, they're 2-3. Southend 2, Charlton 3. That's an amazing game, that one.
Bit of a lull, bit of a.
And I might even have a look. Let's have a look at the Southend versus Charlton.
Back underway.
I think it's actually this game that gave us a goal, and then it removed it. So it's sometimes it flashes up a nice goal and says it's a goal to somebody, and then all of a sudden it's no it isn't. We've had a goal at Middlesbrough. We have had another goal at Middlesbrough, and sad old 10-man Middlesbrough, I'm afraid. It's now Coventry 2-0 up at Borough, so it looks like they're going to be out and gone. Leeds still 3-3. That's still 1-1. That's still 1-0. Bristol still 2-1. That's still 4-1. I just waiting for Bristol Rovers, Western Supermare.
hosting Bristol City.
Let's have a Bristol Rovers Western Superman. Bristol Rovers have a free kick in their own half. Let's have a look at what Bristol Rovers can do against the mighty Western Supermen. Have just equalised, and it's quite even, this game. So what was Bristol Rovers? How was Bristol Rovers' goal? I can't see what Bristol Rovers' goal was. But it's 1-1. There's only been 3 shots at target in the entire game. So this looks like one of those games not to watch, guys. So if tonight you see the FA Cup replay, don't watch Rotherham because we're crap. Don't watch Bristol Rovers because this game looks like it's one not to watch. Really does. It looks dreadful. It looks like the Derby Hull game of the other day, the last weekend, where I said it was just dull as hell. And then I watched it on replay several times. Yeah, it was as dull as I thought. Premier League still the same. The interesting thing is QPR is still QPR 0, Sunderland 0. And of course, without Bellingham, you must think that QPR are odds on to take this one. But at the minute, Sunderland seem to be doing a damn good job at keeping that goal out of the reach of the QPR. So it's Ipswich have actually had a red card. So Ipswich 10-man Ipswich 1, Leicester 0. I wanted to just have a look at this one. So Sunderland are attacking back to 09 on the left-hand side, and Sunderland, they're not out of it. They're still pushing away. What are these stats then? Because he says they're not out of it. QPR are on top, but not by a great deal. QPR now are throwing on the right hand side on the halfway line, and QPR can try and lob this one into near there. Does it short? Do like and subscribe. I do need lots of subscribers. Need some likes so that people start watching these videos. Field chair now on the left hand side for QPR. Chair back to field, back into Varane in the middle. Are they going to take it falsely to the other side? Done. Will they take it down the right? I've got a feeling they'll take it down. No, they haven't. They've called it back to the left with Varane. And Varane now will give it to field on the left. Chair on the left. Cook now in the middle, and they broke through the centre. Yes, they have, but it kicks it in, and Neil tries dribbling it out, but loses it to Varane, and QPR's Varane grabs that one on 79, and Nottingham Forest 3-0 up. Yeah, they are. Nottingham Forest 3, 10-man West Ham 0. And I think that's actually a Sunderland free kick right in on their own byline here. Does look like it. Yeah, second yellow card for the QPR team. So QPR not able to get that final ball in at the minute. Leeds 3, Plymouth 0. Shall we have a look at... We'll have a... Whoa, no, there's been another goal at Middlesbrough. It's another goal, and it's Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 3, and Coventry are now over and gone. There's only 9 minutes left there, and it's Coventry who go well into the lead. We have 0-0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 4. Let's have a look at that, because it wasn't actually that. It looks a lot more than what it is, because Watford aren't really massively ahead on this one. It's quite. In fact, Wednesday actually have had the most shots, and they both had 4 shots on target. It's just that Watford have put all 4 in the back of the net. It looks like it's all Watford. It isn't. It really isn't, and it's just weird. As Sheffield Wednesday out with Lowe, but he sort of couldn't control it, and it goes out for a Watford throw, and then Watford throw it back to Lowe to attack on the left-hand side.
3 to 5 minutes behind everywhere else in the Championship and the Premier League.
So at the minute, it's 83, 84 minutes around the different grounds. Watford are attacking through Kayembe. Try crossing it to the left-hand side, but goes out for a Wednesday throw on the halfway line. Barry Bannon there, running towards the middle centre circle. Wednesday 1, Watford 4. He passes it back to Bernard. Just trying to. I don't know whether he's trying to slow the game down, but it's certainly not doing much. Going down to the left-hand side, back to Bernard, back to Valerie. Trying up the right-hand side now for Wednesday. No, comes back to Bernard up the left-hand side with Lowe. Barry Bannon up the left. Try down the middle, but Chekvidets kicks it out, and it's a Wednesday throw-in on the halfway line. Well, I'm glad you're winning, because we're bloody losing. Let's have a look. Our friend there's just said that Barnsley are now. So it's Newport. Oh, Sheffield Wednesday have just scored. I said Sheffield Wednesday just pass prodding away, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 2. Oh, for heaven's sake, this is going daft now, isn't it? Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 4. If he's right, if we go all the way down here, I can't find Barnsley. Where's Barnsley gone? Oh, there we are. But Port Vale 1, Barnsley 3. Port Vale 1, Barnsley 3. Yep. We'll put that one in. Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1. No, that's new, isn't it? Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1. Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1. Yeah, Guiseley have scored against Stevenage, and that's going to upset them, isn't it? Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1. We had that, yeah. We had Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1. We had 1-1 there. 3-1 at Wickham. Woking 0, Cambridge 1. I think that one is a goal. Yeah, Woking 0, Cambridge 1, and Cambridge have gone in the lead there. Walsall 1, Bolton 1. Stockport 1, Forest Green 1. So Forest Green have equalised away at Stockport, as Watford have another shot. Still Southend 2, Charlton 3. Reading are now a 2-0 up at home to Fleetwood. So Reading are now clear and away. Maidstone 1, Crawley 0. We knew about that one. Exeter 3, Barnet 3. That one's going.
Watch that fly at the back of the net. That's what you want to see from a throw-in. Lovely quick piece of play. 1-2 passes, 1-2 touches. And Bristol City deserve it.
Bristol City. Oh my God, the goals are going in. Help. Bristol City have got 2 goals in the Championship to put in. It's actually Bristol City, Preston 1, Bristol City 3, and it's now Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 5. Yep, that's 5. And ouch! Just as Sheffield Wednesday start to pound and just nudge forward a little bit, and they get that goal, and could they go on a goal spree? No, they can't. It's Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 5. Crikey, so we're... Wow.
3 goals, and it looks like 3 points going the way of Liam Manning's side.
So, quickly in the Championship, we have Cardiff 0, Norwich 1, Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1. We have Leeds 3, Plymouth 0. We have Borough 0, Coventry 3, Preston 1, Bristol City 3. It's still 0-0 QPR 10-man against 10-man Sunderland. God knows how. Watford are winning 5-2 away at Sheffield Wednesday. Bristol Rovers 1, Western Supermare 1. Burton have finally got that goal 1-0 at home to Scarborough. 0-0 Carlisle Wigan 1, Exeter 3, Barnet 3. There was 2 goals in that, 1 each. Gillingham 0, Blackpool 1, Maidstone 1, Crawley 0 still. And Peterborough have gone from being behind to actually being in the lead. And Peterborough now, you might find it, it's Newport 2, Peterborough 3. Barnsley 1, Port Vale 1, Barnsley 3, Reading 2, Fleetwood 0, Rotherham 1, Cheltenham Town 3, Salford City 2. Salford, where's Salford? Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1, Southend 2, Charlton 3, Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1, Guiseley equalising there, and Stockport 1, Forest Green 1, Forest Green equalising there, and that, Wickham 3-1 at home to York. Doncaster is still winning 1-0 away at Barrow. It's still 3-1 at Chesterfield. I will put those in before someone else scores a goal, because this is getting mad. This is all getting mad. And Watford has scored another one. What the hell's going on at Hillsborough? It's Watford. It's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Watford 6. Ow! Oh, I do like Wednesday, I really do. Can't eat 2 of them. Well, there's something for Rotherham fans to cheer about. We have to have something to cheer about, don't we? I'm sure Barnsley fans are finding that one funny. Watford having a substitution, I think it's on 88 minutes, so they're not going to give a monkeys, are they now?
They've had pressure, they've had momentum of the host. Unfortunately, just being...
I'm coming out of that one because that one's... I think we'll go... it's Bournemouth 2, Man City 1 with 93 minutes gone. Will they equalise? You can almost guarantee it, can't you? We're going to go to Hull City Portsmouth. It's Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1. Portsmouth are bombed offside. Oh, as Cheltenham now start attacking, but it's just tapped aside by Rotherham, and Cheltenham just carry on. Rotherham managed to tap it back to the goalkeeper, but well is it forward, and we... Why do they do it? We haven't got tall strikers to put in the ball. Rotherham have lost. It's Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 3, and Rotherham are out of the cup at the first round. How disappointing is that? So,
help out, but at the same time, there just needs to be more there, doesn't there? There needs to be better cross. It needs to be
looking at the games, it's hang on a minute, hang on. We've got a goal in the Championship, and it's a really interesting one. This is Cardiff 1, Norwich 1, and Norwich have blown it in the. Have they blown it? 92 minutes, and Cardiff score. Stay logged in there as Hull City are attacking down the left-hand side with Hughes. Drama. There's 6 minutes of extra time at Hull City. That's another 3 minutes as Bedia tries pushing one forward for Hull, but Portsmouth kick it out for a very dangerous throw-in. And Cardiff have won it! Cardiff, it looks like they won it. 2-1. Cardiff have actually scored 2 goals within a minute. 2 goals in a minute have taken Cardiff from 1-0 down, and all of a sudden it's Cardiff 2, Norwich 1. And I know Jake loves late last minute goals, so there we are. I've given you one. Leeds and Plymouth, that's stayed 3-0 all the way from half time, which is amazing.
Southampton have taken the lead against Everton. Everton thought they got a goal back. They are ruled it out. So it looks like the same.
Oh, shot off target for Hull City. And Portsmouth can try their best to get something out of this last 2 minutes of the game there. So it's Cardiff 2, Norwich 1, Hull City 1. Portsmouth 1, it's Leeds 3, Plymouth 0, Borough 0, 10-man Borough 0, Coventry 3 as Hull City have 2 shots on target and then off target. Preston 1, Bristol 3, QPR 0, Sunderland 0, God knows how, and Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 6. Bristol Rovers 1, Western-super-Mare 1, Burton 1, Scarborough 0. It's extra time being played at 10-man Carlisle. It's 10-man Carlisle 0, Wigan 0. It's Exeter 4, Exeter 4, Barnet 3. So Exeter have managed, I think, to squeeze that one in at the last minute. So Exeter look like going through at the expense of Barton. Shrewsbury still losing away at Salford. Extra time being played at Southend because it's now 3-3, and in the last minute Southend have equalised to take it into extra time. So we can put that one on. Southend, yes, Southend have equalised in the last couple of minutes, and it's Southend 3, Charlton 3. Extra time at Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1. It soon will be extra time at Stockport 1, Forest Green 1. Walsall have, it's Walsall 2, Bolton 1, and I think that's a new goal as well. So Walsall have indeed looked like they've won that tie in the last few minutes. As Callum Lang couldn't quite get a shot off there for Portsmouth.
Ipswich thought they had a win last week against Brentford.
And we're sort of getting all the games coming through now. So Barnsley have definitely won that one. I think I've put Bolton on there, haven't I? So it's we will. I'm actually going to come out of that one, and it's full time at Hull City with Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1. We're going to go through the final scores. I'm going to forget filling them in because there's too many of them. So we go into the FA Cup. I'm not going to be following the extra times because we could be on for absolutely hours with penalties and extra times. It's Barrow 0, Doncaster 1. That's a full time. Bradford 3, Aldershot 1 full time. Bristol Rovers, Weston-super-Mare. Looks like it's going through to extra time. That's a 1-1. Burton look like they're going to be winning 1-0 at home to Scarborough. Carlisle 0, Wigan 0, that's going to go to extra time. Chesterfield have won 3-1 at home to Horsham. Crewe 0, Dagenham and Redbridge 1. Exeter 4, Barnet 3, last minute winner there for Exeter. Gillingham 0, Blackpool 2, and actually Blackpool have increased, they've got an extra goal there. Grimsby 0, Wealdstone 1. Newport 2, Peterborough 4, and they've got 3 last minute goals there to take the tie. Port Vale 1, Barnsley 3. So Barnsley, you're through. Reading 2, Fleetwood 0. That looks like finishing soon. Rochdale 3, Bromley 4. Rotherham have lost at home. Rotherham 1, Cheltenham 3. Salford 2, Shrewsbury 1. Still playing. Southend, another goal. It's Southend haven't won it. It's Southend 3, Charlton 3, and now it's gone into extra time. Also in extra time is Stevenage 1, Guiseley 1, Stockport 1, Forest Green 1 is going to go into extra time. Swindon versus Colchester 1-1 going into extra time. Blimey. Salford, Maidstone 3-0. What else? Maidenhead 1, Crawley 1. That's going into extra time, so Crawley have managed to get that one back. Tunbridge 1, Harborough 4. Walsall 2, Bolton 1, which we saw just last minute. Woking 0, Cambridge 1. Wickham 3, York 2. Northampton Kettering is tonight. I did actually put it on here and I took it off because I realised it was tonight. We are just going to wait for the last games in the Championship to finish. It's finished. Blackburn 0, Sheffield United 1, Oxford 1, Swansea 2, Stoke 2, Derby 1, Cardiff 2, Norwich 1, and they nick it in the dying embers with 2 goals. Hull City 1, Portsmouth 1, and they still can't get a second win, Portsmouth. But they didn't get. They did fight back to equalise. Leeds 3, Plymouth 0, and it was 3-0 at half time. Borough 0, Coventry 3. QPR did finish. QPR 0, Sunderland 10-man Sunderland 0, and how that's happened I don't know. There's 2 games going on still, and that's Preston North End 1, Bristol City 3. But they're definitely going to come over with all 3. And then we're just going to quickly go into... that's finished as well. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 6. So, if anybody hasn't liked and subscribed, like and subscribe. Gives the channel a good score on YouTube. Share, like, subscribe, do what you like. Go through the videos, go through my predictions. Wow, some interesting scores today. I think my favourite one there is Sheffield Wednesday 2, Watford 6. The most amazing one is the Sunderland, is QPR 0, 10-man Sunderland 0, with QPR starting to turn the screw all the way through the second half, but just not managing to get through. Please do like and subscribe as the Preston game finishes 1-3. I shall see you next week, and we shall be back with League One and Championship football. I'll be doing a quick review, and I'll be doing my usual predictions in midweek. And I shall see you next week for a John S. Sports Channel watch along or listen along, depending on which way I do it. Thank you very much. See you later. See you, Jake.